Hi guys, welcome along. This video is just a quick example of how I learn a new track. So this week's race 2 in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Series is Mid-Ohio Sportscar course, I believe it's called. And I don't know it, I've never ran it before, I've just downloaded it today. Never set foot on track. The first time I go out on track here is literally the first time I've been out. So I just wanted to walk you through the process of how I learn a new track. Hopefully you get some sort of value from it. There's loads of learn the track videos out there, which I've used myself and I've benefited from, definitely. So I just wanted to put my spin on it, see if there's anything that I can do that you're not doing or something you might take from it. So yeah, I just wanted to run you through the process. Basically, I was about to do this last season where there was one circuit, the name escapes me again, I looked at it, I mentioned it in the video that you're about to watch. I can't for the life of me remember the track. It's the track with there's a big oak tree, I believe, on a hairpin and then a massive straight. But yeah, the name escapes me, so apologies for that. But I didn't know that circuit going in last season, so I needed to learn it, and I was going to do a video then, but I just didn't have quite enough time. So I've put it together now, so yeah, hopefully you get something from it. So let's get out on track. Right, here we are then, Mid-Ohio for the first time, never been out on track. Just bought and downloaded this track now for this week's touring car race. So the thought process here was I'm going to learn the track, I'm going to walk you through how I learn a new track, the steps I take, when I feel I'm confident enough on it to then go online and see how I do. So first things first then, we're going to go out. So I've not bothered with caps or race lab or anything like that in this one. So I'm running a pure driving skill setup, which I do like in the Audis, in the touring cars. So I've watched the pure driving skill video, and the problems are going to occur I think in the middle sector where it looks the most technical. So we'll have loads of off tracks in this process. I don't know where the track goes from this point on. Alright. So this is the bit where I thought it looked quite tricky. So a lot of blind crests. This is the one I think, so you're kind of on throttle quite hard at this point, and then I think you just drop it down a gear and braking hard over to that outside curb, and then obviously your exit's going to be key for this little straight. I think I noticed the braking at the 200 board on the pure driving skill video. No idea how much brakes to apply. And then that is pretty much your lap. So I don't know whether the B lap file will go straight away here. Don't think it has, so I need to set that up, which we'll come to. It's not an issue for now, so we're just going to gradually try and pick the speed up as we go. Like I say, this section shouldn't really be a problem. Just noticed that there's brake markers over on the left hand side on the fence. They're quite far away from the eye. So the exit of that one's going to be absolutely key to a good lap, I think. Bigger straight on here. And then I think we were down to 4th, were we, for this one? So I've got brake markers on the left, 4, 3 and 2 coming up. I've missed it and we're off. So I think once the tyres are warm, I think we can probably go to 300, but there's certain things I look for when I watch the pure driving skill video at first, and it's basically just where I'm where I can go fast, where I can go slow. That's literally all I'm looking for in the early stages of learning a track. And there's certain, what I'm calling danger corners. So that was definitely one of them that I've just passed. That's kind of blind, that one. Then I can't spot anything as a brake marker on that one, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. This one was pretty much flat out. Once the tyres are warm, that'll be flat through there. It'll shift up.
1 minute 39.9.
So we've got a 200 there, and I noticed it was down to fourth. 2 wheels on the inside of that curve, 2 wheels outside. So looking at the left now, then I can see my brake markers already. So I've got 3 and 2, so I'm going to go hard at 200, and that's going to be about right. I think I can maybe go a little bit further once the tyres are warm, and then again a good exit down here is going to be key. So we're already nearly a second up on the initial time. So this is the one where I braked too late the first time. So that tightens. So we're holding 4th gear, but then it tightens there. So, oh, right, okay. So I'll chalk that one off as one of the danger corners.
Just slow down as much as you can. Just slow down, nice and smooth.
So this is the one where the Pure Driving School guide straightens that up, takes all of that curb, so we can take as much of this at speed. Right, so my main goal for this lap is just to not bin it where I did in the previous lap. I'm not focusing on the Pure Driving School time at this stage. I don't even know what it is. Obviously much quicker than what I'm doing so far. So I reckon I can go much later there, trail the brakes all the way into the apex. Keep the weight over the front, so I can then get the power down nice and early, nice and smooth, more importantly. So this one I think was down to 4th, and then it tightens into 3rd. Obviously we'll stop that from rolling, and then this is the one where I went off last time, so just over the brakes, keeping the weight over. So again, I'll check gearing later on. I'm not concerned about gearing at this stage. It seemed like I was revving 3rd a little bit too much there, so we'll assume that's going to be 4th gear. That's where he brakes hard in a straight line to pick that curb up, and then back on the throttle there. So not a bad little circuit so far, I think.
Don't worry about it, buddy. Focus forward.
So it's not pretty.
1 minute 37.421.
But it is just the process, just the way I do it, the way I go through, and eventually I'll be ready to go online with it. And get racing. I would normally do this on a Monday. So I'm ready to go on the Tuesday. As soon as the new week starts, I would normally be ready to go, but got a lot on this week, so unable to. So this is the one then. This is still the, I mean, I'm all over the place in terms of track position there, but that's the one I think where time will be made up and it's whether you've got the bottle to sort of stick it over that blind crest and kind of hope for the best, really. So I'm using that crest there as my brake marker, and I was a little late, so we'll go a little bit earlier on the next lap. So we've improved a little bit.
1 minute 33.49.
So again, we're looking for the 200 board hard on the brakes down into third. I still can't get this line quite right, but it's going to be a better exit this time. So you'll see just how much I pull on the Ghost. I don't know if you can see my mirror there. I'm going to have to look right up, but obviously we're pulling car length straight away. Tyres are warm now, so can maybe push a little bit more. Am I keeping this in 4th gear, we think? Yeah, that's going to be 4th gear through there all day long. We'll let this run wide a little bit because my line's being a bit odd through there, as it still is, but again a little bit better, so we're getting there. Alright, so we've gone second quicker.
594.
Too late on the brakes there. Right, so now I've kind of got the gist of the track. I'll maybe start to push my luck a little bit in the braking zones and see where I can maybe gain some time. So we've done a 32.5. I've no idea if that's going to be competitive or what. I'd be very surprised if it is, because we haven't really hooked this up. It's going to be off. So it's all about smoothness, really. Smoothness is key to this car. Obviously the front doing everything, front wheel drive car. It's got to do with the power of the brake and the steering, so I kind of know that I'm pushing the right amount when I'm having to correct the steering in the braking zone. It's just a characteristic of this car that lets you know you're sort of on the edge. So the little counter steering movements you see, it may look erratic, but it generally just tells me that I'm kind of going at the right sort of speed.
562.
Right.
You just slow down. They want you to slow down.
So you can't cut that one much then, so and that's a bad slowdown as well, so you don't want to pick one of them up in the race. Difficult sector that. So it looks like I can sort of straighten up there. Yeah, I can straighten that up and then hit that curb, brake in a straight line and turn that in. So that was the corner I was worried about the most. It's actually not the worst one. The worst one's the previous one over the crest, it seems. So usually, as a good rule of thumb, you can pick up the darker section of tarmac Similar to Lime Rock Turn 1, if you're familiar with it.
0.355.
Okay, so we're a little bit quicker through there. Back end's gone. So a little bit too much that time, so as we go over the crest, coming back down, the back end goes light and steps out if you've got too much steering angle applied, so that's something to be mindful of. This is the one, see, that's the difficult corner. So going down that dip there, obviously you can use that compression on the front end to get the grip on the fronts to turn that in. So that's not much of an issue, you wouldn't have to brake that hard there actually. So yeah, I'm aiming for this centre grey mark here and follow that all the way around, picking up that apex when I can. Well, it's a late apex I suppose, but picking it up on the exit more than anything else I think. So we're going a little bit quicker again.
302.
Right, so need a good one on this. Good exit. So that was better. So snatching fourth gear quite quickly, holding fourth through the initial turning, and then snatching third gear a little bit late. Seemed to be the best way through it so far. It's not the best exit, but too much there. I need to slow that down much more then before I get back on the throttle. Get that braking wrong and you'll go straight off track and it'll take you a long time to get back on. So although I said it's not a difficult braking zone, it's one you certainly don't want to be getting wrong. Right, so we've picked up quite a lot of time on that one, still much more to come I think.
31.705.
It's a short shift there just to keep it on track. Optimum's a 31.5 is it? Yep. So I think we're a little bit better on that exit. Not much though. That's much better. And then way wide. So because I carried the extra speed through, that's going to be an off track, is it? No, I thought I was going to miss that there. Because I carried the extra speed through it, obviously I had my speed for the next little bit messed up a little bit, so again, be mindful of that on the next lap. So again, you don't want to go off there, don't want to miss that brake zone because you'll be in the tyre barrier. So a little bit quicker again.
1 minute 31.541.
So I'm pretty sure there's probably 5 or 6 tenths to make up on that section that I keep messing up. Back end stepped out on me. So this is just my ghost, obviously, that I'm following at this stage, so we'll have a look at the B-lap file from Pure Driving School and see if we can live with that.
One minute 32.095.
Now I think I might be a little bit early on the brakes there. I think it's time to come. A little bit too much inside curve there, but that's the nicest I've taken that. Right, so you can see by the ghost and this lap we're pretty consistent now.
1 minute 31.577.
Pushing that braking zone a little bit now. So 31.2 is the optimum. So decent exit that time. Poor line coming through there, but we'll ignore that for now. Alright, a little cheeky short shift there into fourth. I haven't dropped that down into third before, but it seems like it's holding a much nicer line through there, much more controlled, so probably a better way to take it, I think. Right then, so once I've done a lap like that, which
31.208.
once I've done a lap like that, which I kind of think is most corners hooked up correctly, then what I'll do, I hope you can see this as well as I can in the VR. I'll go back to that lap and I'll look at the lap from the far chase cam and just see if I can pick up any free time. So by free time I mean, am I too far to the left on a left turn? Can I be further over at the right? So at this, if I was here at turning, I've got, you know, half a car's width to my right. So when I say free time, that's what I mean. So at turning, providing I'm looking at the right lap, I wouldn't want to risk anything more than that in this car because it will just turn on me. So happy with that line, happy with the braking zone, I think. Pretty pleased with that. So obviously the 3 parts of the corner. The car position going in seems okay to me. The apex position seems okay, and the exit position seems okay. So I'm happy with turn 1. So this one then, so again, same process. Can I extend the track anymore there? Possibly a little bit, but would I risk it? Probably not. Down to 4th. Now, I've missed the apex there. Whether it's a sort of corner you would miss it. So with a long hairpin like this, I would probably consider thinking of it as a double apex. Hit the inside, let it run out, hit it on the exit. But pace-wise and line-wise, I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't think it's too bad a line. Obviously, I've clipped this inside apex coming out. Would it be quicker if I was to clip it as well going in? Is there more time to be made by taking a much tighter line here? Maybe letting it run out further wide here and then back in. Now that I've looked at it like that, probably yes, there probably is better. But more exit speed to be had by taking that line. But we'll have a look how the Pure Driving School lap does it. So, good exit. Good track position on exit. So I'm pleased with that. So this will be a popular overtaking point, obviously, with people getting the rundown. So at this point, I think I brake pretty much where the 400 is. Don't know if that's early, but it's slowing down pretty well, so I'll stick with it for now. Have we hooked that up? Not really. We've missed it a little bit, so there's a little bit of free time there, maybe a 10th or 2. Is this the lap? I'm not even convinced this is the lap now because I'm not sure what gear I've just took that in. I didn't hear it drop. It didn't, right, so we're actually watching the wrong lap. Wow, okay. Right, so, not just mistakes on track. Right, start again then. So I'll go through it quicker this time, but the same sort of thing applies. So I'm happy with that, I'm pretty happy with that. That seems okay. The apex is okay to me, and the exit is okay, so we'll just skip that on again. Same again. We've missed where we're braking. 200 track position here, I'm okay with. So this time I've missed that even more. Ended up in the middle of the track. Not took so much of this inside curb, so less on the grass. And then exit, I'm okay with. Had to adjust my line on that straight just so I didn't go through them cones. Back on the brakes at the 400, and this time I think I get a better apex. Yeah, so I'll clip that one quite nicely, and then there you can hear it dip back down to 3rd. Short shift into 4th just to keep the power smooth. Pick that apex up pretty nicely as well over this one. Now I did have a little lift in this bottom section. There was a little lift because the car was tracking out under power, so there's probably an adjustment to be made here. So 3rd gear here, little short shift into 4th, because if you're wondering why, if I don't short shift there into 4th and I keep the power down in 3rd, as the wheels spin up a bit, as it goes light down the hill, it'll start to understeer off towards this outside curve, which may be okay, but I've got to get it back to the left and back to the right. So assuming I don't want to take all of this because it's just more track to cover before I turn right again, so I'm trying to think what might be similar. Turn 2 Lime Rock Park, if you're counting the first long hairpin as 1. If you're counting that as 2, it's turn 3. The left-hander after the first turn, basically. Because you find yourself over to the side, it's the other side. You find yourself over here on exit. You don't want to move all the way over to that side of the track to just come back, so pretty similar, but just the other way. So I didn't hear where the lift was there. I was too busy nattering. There, so it's just a little lift, just in the middle, just because I didn't want it to run out wide. Yeah, just the slightest of lifts on turning. I don't know if you can see this down here. I don't know if you can see this mouse actually. But yeah, lifting, going through that. So let's go back to the chase. clipping that apex hard, braking in a straight line, clip a little bit of that curb. There's probably a little bit more I can take there, but again, would I risk that? Maybe in qualifying, probably not in the race. Happy with that exit over that apex, happy with that exit position. This one, I think I might have missed this apex a little bit. Braking just before the 200, turning that in. Yeah, missed it a little bit, so maybe a little bit of time there. And then braking as late as I dare over that crest, because it will go light on you and start being a bit peculiar. Plenty of apex there, plenty of apex there on the inside curb. And there we go. That was the lap. So that was a 1:31.2. So just quickly, if I just flick over, I don't think I'm doing anything wrong here by showing the pure driving school stuff. I know you can't share the setups and stuff, but you can see there it's a 1:28.6. I'm assuming you can see it. I don't know if you can. If you can't, it's a 1:29.6. So I've done a 1:31.2. So I'm within a couple of seconds of the pure driving school time. So what is that? What was it? What did I say? 29.6. Right. Yeah. So we're within 2 seconds. So I'm alright with that. So at this stage then, I'll go into the options and I will load up the comparison lap from the B-lap file. And we'll go back out. So we'll see... reference car, I believe that's on the right one. Let me just check because I'm not 100% sure. Reference car, reference, there we go, comparison lap, that's what I want. So I wasn't on the best, I wasn't on the right thing. Comparison lap. There we go. Let's put this back in. So my optimum is a 29. Sorry, that's the that's their time, a 29.6. Okay, I don't know why. I don't know why it shows the optimum as theirs. I would much rather the optimum stay as mine when I'm doing this, because I know what their time is. I don't really need to know it again. I don't need a constant reminder on there for me. So 29.6, and we're doing a 31.2. So if I can get to a 30.2, 1:30.2, I'd be pleased with that. If I can take another second off this, I'll be pleased with that. And that would put me 6/10 off the pure driving school time, and I believe that would be enough for me to be competitive online. Now, I don't expect that to be a time I could win races with, but it's certainly a time I could compete with. A 1:30.2. Some of the quicker guys will be beating this pure driving school time. I've been on a couple of circuits myself where I've beat the pure driving school time. It just depends how well you know the circuit, I suppose. And obviously track conditions and everything help massively. But this is where we'll know where we're fast, where we're slow. So if I need to adjust anything, it'll become apparent chasing the B-lap file. If I'd have just chased the B-lap file straight away, then we'd have probably been in trouble. So the speed he's carrying through there is clearly much quicker. Much more speed going through there. Now obviously he's on warm tyres and I'm not at this stage. So he's missing that apex same as me, so I'm okay with that. But again, that mid-corner speed is crazy. Now if I was racing this guy, I'm fine with this pace, even this pace now, because I'm in draft and he's not going to get away from me, providing I hook my corners up and hit my brake markers and everything. He's not going anywhere while I'm in draft. So now he is actually what I said I was trying to avoid or deliberately not doing, he's done, so we can ignore that little pearl of wisdom that I gave you. Right, so we finished that lap 2 seconds behind their time. That was a 1:31.6.
1:31.608.
Okay, so we're probably same again, 3/10 down on him straight away, maybe a little bit more now. Still waiting on the tyres, so not an issue. So it looks like a lot on the Delta. I've actually got a better exit than him there. It looks like a lot, but you know, 6 or 7 tenths is, you know, still within draft. So again, nothing I'm really concerned about at this stage. I'm going later on my brakes there to see if I can make any gains. So I was pushing a little bit too hard there to just try and stay within 2 seconds. So I'm a little bit quicker, 3/10 quicker than
1:31.3.
I was in the last lap. So just looking for little improvements every time. And there's one. I've shaved a 10th off. Back end stepped out on me there, so I know there's more time to come there. Way early, way too early on the throttle. So that's the problem with this. You've got to be so smooth on that throttle application, because if you're not, you are going off track. So if there's parts of this track then where I feel I'm absolutely hooking it up to the best of my ability and still losing a lot of time to this guy, I would then go back into the PDS video and look at gearing.
1:32.245.
There may be places on track where we're in different gears, using different gears. So a little off track there. Having already come out earlier on in the video and said that if I'm within 6/10, I'll be happy to go and race at that pace. There's no guarantee I'm going to hit that, so I'm just putting that out there now. The last time I learned a circuit, it's actually quite a similar circuit actually, but I forgot the name of it. It was one of the later races in season 3, I believe. It was certainly past the halfway point of the season. It's the one with a big tree at the hairpin and then a huge straight down the back. There's a video where I battled a guy called Bram on my YouTube channel. Whatever that is, the name escapes me, but whatever that circuit is was the last time I learned one like this from scratch.
1:31.56.
I didn't know Oran Park either, but it's a very simple circuit, that one, whereas this one's a little bit more technical. So we did well. First race of the season at Oran Park, we've picked up 2 P2s one of which was quite a high strength of field. We've got 140 championship points, and the last time I checked that put us P2, so I am taking this division seriously, and I have openly stated in another video that I'm going to attempt to win it. So place your bets now if you think I'm going to be able to. I believe, I might be wrong about this, but I believe there's 4 drop rounds in the full division. So I will drop my 4 weakest results. This may be one of them. But I don't want to leave that to chance. I don't just want to not enter, because you never know what's going to happen. And obviously this being multi-car, doesn't matter how quick I am, multi-class, sorry. Doesn't matter how quick I am or slow I am, if I get caught up and get unlucky with the GT4s, which, let's face it, most of us usually do in the IMSA Pilot Series, then that's the race gone.
1 minute 30.845.
Right, a little bit closer again. So I've done a 1:30.8. That was my best time. That's gone purple. So I need a few tenths off that yet till I'm completely pleased with it. So again, I've got a better exit there than this guy. He's quicker than me still, but I'm closing him down at this stage. Not by much, but squeezed a little bit early there and had to lift. Oh, this is going to be an off track. Oh, dear me. So I squeezed a little bit. I was kind of within 7 tenths, I think, there. Got a bit greedy on the exit of that one. So this is what I mean. So this is where I would like to see my optimum now, because that was a pretty good lap, and me seeing his optimum doesn't help me at all. So it's all about balancing the brake and throttle through there then. Long hairpin, you know, over a crest, back down a hill. It's a difficult one to get right. So within 4 tenths then, very late on the brakes there. Chewing the tyres up a little bit here. I don't think his speed through that corner's as good as it probably could be. Alright then.
Minute 30.757.
That was my best one yet. So again, closing him down a little bit here. Surprises me that, because that being such an important corner, you'd be expecting their guy to hook that up much much more, I think. Got a big slide on there. Tyres are just getting away from me now a little bit. Whether I can capitalise on this or not, I don't know. So I'm almost there. Got greedy again on the exit.
1 minute 30.523.
Settled the car a little bit there, hitting that curb. So we're only 2/10 off the time that I was going for, really, to leave myself. Did I say 6/10? I want it to be within 6/10 of him. Yeah, so a 30.2. So I need 3/10 basically. If I can get 3/10, then I'll be happy. I'm happy with this, to be honest. I think it's already a pretty solid time. Hard to tell till you go online, like I said, because some guys just are able to hook it up a little bit better. May consider a little cheeky short shift down, shift down into third and then short shift back to fourth, possibly. I think there's time to be had here.
Minute 30.655.
So we're kind of consistently coming out of that corner 2/10 down, give or take. And consistently coming out of that one with better exit speed. So happy with that corner, very happy with that corner. And considering this will be where most moves get done, I think, under braking. So they are taking a much tighter line there, much more aggressive through that final hairpin, if we're calling it a hairpin. Now the other thing you have to remember here is this time that they're doing is what I would consider a hot lap time. You may not run the race like this because you're going to take a lot out of your tyres. So especially on the areas where the car will compress down at the bottom of a hill, if you're at full steering angle there with throttle applied, you're just going to chew your tyres to bits. Yeah, struggling a little bit on these tyres now. I'm going to do a couple more. We'll nudge the brakes forward a touch. Just to keep the grip over the front end. So just one click forward, brake bias. which I would do in the race as well. If anything, it'll just help me stay consistent as the tyres drop off. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with this. I would definitely be comfortable going into a race with this pace. I'd be more than comfortable, I think. And like I say, anything within a second, then I'm in draft. So if there are guys out there who are able to hook this time up, or even better it, I mean, it's definitely not an unbeatable time. It's a good time, but it's not perfect, as you can see. As time after time, I'm coming out of that corner a little bit quicker. Right, you'll see the difference what the gearing makes there, as I didn't go down to third. I left that in fourth. A little bit wide there. But yeah, I left that in fourth after the long straight. Didn't go down to third gear and was able to close right in on the back of him. So
minute 30.585.
I was much deeper in the middle of that corner there, but again, time's ticking down. So we'll leave this in fourth again this time. A little bit sloppy actually, just on turning that time. Choosing third to get it slowed down a little bit there. That's going to kill your tyres over there as well, so be mindful of that one. Right, we'll go one more, and if there's no improvement, we'll stick with that.
30.597.
Too much curb at the end there, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's okay.
1 minute 30.699.
So yeah, Again, I would like to see, will this change, if I change this, will this change my optimum? Yeah, so 130.3 is my optimum, which is the 2/10 I was looking for there, which would be the 6/10 I was looking for in total. So that was if I was to hook everything up, but I'm very pleased with that. Don't know if you can see that. If I move over, you'll be able to see it. 130.3 optimum time there. So we'll jump out. Let's have a quick check of the laps, because I was felt pretty consistent. So from this point on, 30.7, 30.5, 30.6, 30.7, 30.6, 30.5, 30.5, 30.6. So, yeah. Lap 1 was a 39.9, 38, 37, 33, 32, 34, 34, 32, 31, 31, 32, 31, 31. Jumped into the pits, analysed the lap, jumped back out, and then from that point we just started chipping time away. That was with the B-lap file. That was just running my Ghost. So, we're almost an hour in to that session. Hopefully you've stuck with it. If you have, hopefully you've got some from it. If you've got any questions, you want to ask me any questions about this, then just fire away in the comments. So yeah, let's jump out. Right, there you go. We were within a second of the pure driving school time there. And although I didn't quite get to the time I'd set myself, the optimum time was in that sort of area. So I'm pleased with that. I will take that online and I will race that, and hopefully it'll be a competitive time. I'll be somewhere towards the front, I would think. Normally my pace is very good in these, so if I'm happy with that pace, then usually that would translate into a good result, providing everything goes my way on track as you need it to with these things, especially in the IMSA Michelin Pilot Series, like I mentioned in the video, GT4s and everything else. So yeah, if you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you're not already, hit the subscribe button wherever it is, and there will be an upload coming this week for this race, so we'll see how we get on. Cheers guys.